And welcome to Sex Positive Me on BFAM 109.6. It's Monday, March 22nd, and today on the show, we're going to be chatting about sugar babies. That was the only topic that John felt comfortable to leave me all by myself here. But guess what? He showed up. So he's not really leaving me all by myself to do this show all by myself. He don't trust me. So
no, actually, they didn't trust me. They didn't pick me for jury duty, which I'm not complaining about. They sent me home.
I sent you to bed. You students want to stay. So, if you have any questions during the broadcast, please post them in the chat room and we will try to answer them as best as we can. And stay tuned as we'll be asking questions and the first correct answer will win a prize from our toy chest. So if you're on Facebook and YouTube Live, you will be seeing our toy chest. This week's toy chest has quite a bit of condoms from One Condom, Uberlube, and a cute little beach ball from Fairvilla. And we did include a card, like a little postcard that has, it's LGBT friendly. So it has all the cute, neat stuff there. So we're going to talk about our latest sponsor. SDC is the world's largest lifestyle community to hook up with open-minded couples, singles, swingers, and kinksters. They have more than just profiles. They have lists of events like ours, articles like ours, resources like our podcast, and specials that they launch in. And they just launched a live streaming feature. So please use our referral code SDC32389 to sign up, because every time you use our referral codes with any of our sponsors, we get a nice little thank you gift from everybody. So we'll be right back and talk about sugar babies on Sex Positive Me on BFAM 109.6. I guess we're back.
I like playing with stickers.
Better watch it, John. She's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she's much prettier.
And we're back. He forgot to say that. So,
facts.
So, what are we going to talk about? Last week's winners, we have the answer for last week's quiz was actually 1855. They came close. They said 1839. So we'll be sending the last week's winner their prize.
But what was the question? For those who don't remember.
Okay, what was the question? It's like, in what year were condoms invented as rubber? In what year condoms were invented as rubber? And the correct answer was 1855, because Goodyear created rubber in 1839.
So it only took them less than 30 years to say, hey, I can wrap a penis in this.
Well, before they were using lambskin to wrap a penis.
The lambs didn't appreciate that.
No, they didn't. It was all fuzzy there. So, and then this week we're giving another prize. But remember, at the end of each month, we're going to do a monthly huge giveaway. And this giveaway this month is going to be the new Tango X Power Play from WeVibe. We'll have a picture of it in our group if you're not watching the video right now, so you could see it. It's very powerful. It's their new mobile vibrator, and it has 8 intensity levels, waterproof, rechargeable, travel lock. That's very important, and whisper quiet. So it's your whisper vibrator.
Well, sometimes you need it when you're on an airplane. Those long trips, you need a little relaxation. You could just take it out and enjoy yourself.
So
No one
yes.
needs to know.
So next week, pay attention, enter the giveaway, but we do have a little tiny giveaway. Unfortunately, the giveaways are only valid for people in the United States. I know we have a lot of our international friends. Want. Sorry. It's like, do you know how expensive it is to ship overseas? And then filling out the paperwork? What is it? Sex toy and lubes. It's like,
More importantly, will their version of the TSA actually let it go through the shipping?
no,
Because I know for certain countries,
I agreed.
they will confiscate it. Not that they will come to get us. I hope not.
I hope they never come to get us because I am not, volunteering to say, hey, take me back to my country. It's like, no, this Mexican's not going back. Mm-mm.
Well, that's the reason we really looked at Dubai and said, that's a really nice place. And then said, oh, there's no sex toys.
Mm-mm.
There's no swinger clubs. There's no strip clubs.
Mhm.
Oh, the hell with that.
Yes, exactly. We're not doing that whatsoever. So this week, sugar babies. Why are we talking about sugar babies? Because that was the only topic John trusted me to go solo and rogue on.
Bullshit.
So yes, as you could tell, he's here. He didn't want to sleep. He didn't want to take care of himself. He was bad with self-care. I'm just letting
I
you
thought
know.
I was supporting you, but I guess I'm not. I'm going to take some more vacations and just let this business run itself.
It's not so much. It was a one-off radio show. I was getting my big girl panties on and I was going to do this all by myself.
And you can do as many as you want nowadays. I thought I was being a helpful husband.
Ladies, you can see why I have trust issues. So being a sugar baby, that is so complex in itself. People don't understand what goes into being a sugar baby. It's not only about the sex. While most sugar daddies, that's all they're really looking for. And 18 to 25-year-old to fulfill their sexual desires, needs, or image by having this youngster next to them. The thing that they don't understand is like, can you emotionally fulfill their needs? Can you have an intellectual conversation with these people and know what are you talking about? You have to be well versed and educated in stocks, politics, religion. Yeah, okay, it's a lot more work than you think. That's why sugar babies are technically considered sex workers. Shocker. Why, yes, we are considered sugar babies. I might be 45, I might be married, but I still like to enjoy being a sugar baby. I enjoy being, spoiled and given an allowance and have these deep meaning conversations. And sometimes they end up to be mentors. Okay.
Mentors.
Yeah. It's like you look like you had like a question or something you wanted
Oh,
to
no,
say.
no. I'm actually, we've been married 11 years.
11
together
years.
11 years. And you've always said in the past you've been a sugar baby. While we're together, you have had sugar baby relationships with daddies. Are they daddies or sugar daddies?
Sugar daddies.
I guess is the best way to put
No,
it.
you're the only daddy.
Yes, I'm your daddy. But there are sugar daddies out there. And what I will say from this point of view, looking at it, it's not really a question, but I see relationships that you're forming with these gentlemen. And it is much more than going over and going out to dinner and there may or may not be sex.
Mhm.
I know with some of them you wish there was more sex, but they seem to be way too busy.
We won't talk about my special case. He's not even a sugar daddy, actually. He has the finances, resources, but he's not. It's half the time he's on my couch telling me about his problems and not listening to the advice I give him. So that he does not qualify as a sugar daddy.
But technically, I see it as a very good-looking bartender. Bartenders are technically half therapists, right?
Totally. Anybody who, okay, so here's the half therapists of the world are hairdressers,
True.
bartenders, and oh God, who's the third one? But those two for sure. There is a third. I can't think of it right off the top.
Besides sugar babies?
Besides sugar babies, besides, sex workers, just normal people that you would go and tell your problems. Like, that's it. Like you would rely on them every week because when I used to work at Pleasure Island, I was a therapist. The bartender was a therapist. People would just dump their problems and tell us everything. You're stuck with a hairdresser for several hours. You dump your problems with the hairdresser. That's what Madame Laveau was. The world famous voodoo priestess. She was a hairdresser. That's where she got all her juju and gossip and everything else.
But sugar babies are definitely part therapist. I think as far as from like the sugar daddy side, because obviously being a daddy, I look at what would I have fulfilled in there, and beyond the sexual needs, it's for those who have a nurturing side to them. They need to get that fulfilled. Meaning, think of how proud you are when someone you mentor, whether it's someone at work or a child or a coworker, succeeds. It's that exact type of feeling, though, with a sugar baby. Am I right?
That and having your ego petted, being acknowledged and seen as a human being, because oftentimes these sugar daddies are on the go, don't have time for their spouses, don't have time to satisfy whatever egotistic need that they have, that they need someone to fulfill it. Oftentimes it's like a good chunk of a lot of my sugar daddies were emotional needs. Like they needed to be emotionally fulfilled even way before sexual needs needed to be fulfilled. They needed to be heard, they needed to be like connected with someone, and sometimes even mentally stimulated too, because talking about the same things, oh, this happened at work, this happened with the kids, it's just like they just need a release from reality, and having a sugar baby is that, you know reality release, to be honest, because you could get into this world of your own and just be with somebody who really gets you and understands, and it's willing to bend to your needs, without giving you pushback, or I don't want to do this, I don't want to talk about this. I It's like, you're to a certain extent, you're very submissive, but not completely submissive, if that makes any sense.
Hmm. It's a very interesting proposition. I know, I've heard at least, there's been situations where the sugar baby was trying to be an entrepreneur, getting in a business, getting in a job.
Hmm.
And obviously, I think mentorship is a great thing. But this kind of takes that um, position, that role, I guess,
Hmm.
would be the way to do it. That it is in some ways that mentorship, because have you ever done that to where you were starting a business, getting in a job, needed advice, really couldn't trust the people at work or wanted to talk with them about it, and went to a sugar daddy to kind of fulfill that role at the same time he's fulfilling his need to be nurturing?
Uh, Not intentionally, honestly. Sometimes it just evolved. I remember one sugar daddy. He's the one who told me to write my negotiables and non-negotiables in order to find a mate, because he kind of like drilled me a lot to like, you have to want more than just these kind of relationships. And I was like, at the time I was super content with it. I'm like, yeah, I don't have any commitments, I see them whenever they're in town, I see, it's like it was nice and flexible. And he's the one who just said, well, let's settle down, you're 30 something and you're a single mom and you need to like, I'm like, bummer. So like I said, not intentionally looking for one, but he did. He ended up mentoring me and, changing a lot of things, and that's how you appeared a year later. So
Oh, and I nailed you down so much.
you did. You nailed my fins down so badly. So bad. Get rid of my commitment phobia there.
You did, but you do still look and are still courting a sugar daddy, aren't you?
Yep. I try every so often on Seeking Arrangement, on Seeking.com, and I haven't signed up on the other sites. There's like I think sugarbaby.com. I got kicked off of Ashley Madison. So I'm like, okay, fine. Because they said I was a prostitute. I'm like, I'm not a prostitute. I know what I want. I want fine things. I want to be spoiled. I'm sorry. If I am going to date a guy outside of my marriage, it better be an upgrade. I'm sorry. I had that is why in our relationship, while Piggy over here has all his like playmates and things, he has a little lower bar than I do. Cause I like, if I'm going to like have sex with somebody, it has to have a higher caliber than what my current situation is. I'm not going lower. I don't downgrade. I'm not just like, well, you know what? I just need a release, so I'll just take whatever. It's like, no. Unlike my piggy over here.
Well, it's not like, okay, first of all,
Piggy.
I am a piggy.
Yeah.
I know that, and I do love sex, and there are partners I have that I do enjoy their company.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are partners that we get together, and it is definitely just sexual.
Mm-hmm.
It is definitely just an act for me. I'm bi, so some are men and some are women. Mostly the guys are the, I hate to say the word, disposable.
They're whores.
Because they are. I will give it to you.
Gay men are whores.
Yes, they are. And I'm
well, at least in Orlando.
And I'm not insulting gay men. I'm halfway on that boat too, being bi. So yeah, there's sometimes it's just animalistic sex.
Yes, you are very animalistic, ritualistic sex.
Well, I bite a lot during sex, which you obviously know. So yes, I do
Not
get
as
that
often with
primal,
me.
that.
Yeah, again, as I say, what does not happen with me. So, but we'll continue this conversation very shortly. When we come back, we'll be talking more about sugar babies here on Sex Positive Me on BFAM 109.6. Oh, God.
We're breaking out all the stuffed animals today on the set. I'm holding Wally. Did you order the big Wally?
Yeah, no, I did not order
Okay.
the big Wally. I will order it there. I have my Deadpool, so I have several little Deadpools going around there. But we're back. Thank you very much. I just want to introduce our sponsor, Kink Crate, which is a BDSM and kink discreetly subscription box that is delivered to your doorstep monthly. You receiving your first Kink Crate at half price when you sign up for their 6-month subscription. Crepes available for couples and singles. And we like it because they have all different types, and every month is themed. For March, it was a transgender ally theme. It was really cool because they had some cool handcuffs and chest harness. So they're very LGBT inclusive with couples for male, female, male, male, female, female, as well as option for single males and single ladies, which is a new concept of single males. So please visit them at kinkcrate.com.
And didn't we just do a review on their latest box?
Yes,
I know we filmed it.
Yes, but the video has not gone up because my video guy is really slow.
Yeah, I'm catching up.
I wasn't calling you out. I said my video guy.
It will be up on YouTube. So if you're interested in finding out exactly what was in the Kink Crate, check it out on our YouTube channel. It's Sex Positive Me.
And so we're starting a little trivia game, but this time to win, you have to go to our Instagram and find our Instagram handle because Instagram loves to censor us. It's SPM the Lunas is our handle. It's not Sex Positive Me like everywhere else. That makes sense. So follow us and message your answers. So the question for this week's trivia is, what city in the U.S. is the best for a sugar baby to find a sugar daddy? So meaning what city has the highest ratio for ratio daddies per capita? So Texas, and our Instagram, follow us, like and subscribe us on our Instagram. I think that's right. Subscribe, or is it just follow?
Is it follow? I think it's follow on Instagram.
It's follow on Instagram.
And send us the answer.
Yes, on Instagram. And I will actually do like an Instagram story for you to like submit. So that way you could do it. So again, what city has the highest sugar daddy per capita?
I'm going to add in there in U.S. city.
U.S. It's U.S.
We only have U.S. statistics.
Yes, and it's only U.S. delivery. So
Yes. But
That's
you
fine.
know what? I'm thinking Dubai probably has a whole lot of those, but they don't call them sugar daddies. They call them sultans.
And I don't think they're called sugar babies. I just think they're just called my next wife.
Oh, that's true. That's true. There
That's
still are countries where that is legal, polygamy. So
very true there. So back to sugar babies.
yes. So tell us about an interesting sugar baby experience, like fulfilling, good, or better yet, just plain crazy.
They're all crazy. I don't
I
know
know you.
how. I always find the crazies.
True.
It is one of those like, oh God. I don't know if I consider the high five was a sugar daddy
I don't
experience.
think he made it to sugar daddy level. I think he was still in like the interview
No,
stage.
he was no, he didn't get past because he did get a hotel at a like a 5-star hotel. Like he paid full rate, and that's like $500.
Well, since you opened the basket, why don't you tell the story about the high five and
The high
what you can
five.
do
Oh,
not
not to
to
get
pass the sugar baby test?
high five someone. Definitely. Okay, so the high five guy, we call him high five guy because I went on this date, and I usually screen a lot of the guys that I go see because if you have low self-esteem, I am not going to go out with you. I am not going to bother with it. But I had a conversation with him. Everything seems good. I'm like, okay, great. So, sends me a picture. I said, oh, that's such a nice photo. And this is like 5 minutes before arriving to meet him at the hotel. Oh, you really think I'm good looking? I'm like, oh, snap. There is all the red flags where I usually say not interested. And I'm like, I am like 5 minutes away from this date. So I'm like, okay, let me just go and do this. And I was trying to change and be in a better mentality. Turned into a therapy session, really big therapy session about him and his wife, his sex life with his wife, how he's never done anything like that. He's a no. And I was just like, oh, great. And I'm just like, at least I'm having a good salad. That was my dinner. And then it's like during that and conversations, like, do you still want to have, do you want to go upstairs? And I'm like, sure, let's see where this goes. So we did. We had, sex, and afterwards, he was kind of excited. Grant you, the sex wasn't. It was me. It was
Man,
totally me. It was man because even like the basic subtle vanilla seduction stuff that I did was like, oh, it's amazing. I'm like, really? Okay. And then after we were done, he's just like, gives me a high five. That was great sex. I'm like, you just high five me for sex? And I told him, lose my number. Don't ever call me. But I thought we had a great. No, just lose my number. I did. Totally told him never to contact me. Never. But it's like, I paid for the hotel. You could stay for the rest of the. I'm like, no, not after that. No. I want nothing. No.
I'm just picturing that from the moment you said it of orgasm, high five.
That is what you don't do. If you're looking, even just with any sexual partner, it doesn't have to be a sugar daddy or a sugar baby. Just no, you don't high five for an orgasm.
It seems a little inappropriate. There's times high fives are like not appropriate. I'm, like when you pass let's see, when you pass a test in high school, then you get it. That's a high five moment. Not like in the what is that where you do your confessionals in the Catholic Church? That's probably not a place to be like high five.
You don't high five the priest after your confessions.
Someone is asking what they have to do to win.
Okay, so go to Instagram, look for SPM the Lunas, follow us, and answer that question. What city in the U.S. is the best for a sugar baby to find a sugar daddy?
Yes. Can we? I think we have to show it. Our little. You'll see if you go on Instagram, SPM the Lunas. You'll see our Sex Positive Me logo. So I'm trying to hold it up to the camera screen so that way you could see it. So and follow us on Instagram. DM us on Instagram to have your answer. So Yes. Hopefully that clarifies. We'll also text it in the show notes below. I'm so used to saying show notes.
Well, we have it rolling over the. Oh, we have the questions rolling over there for the advertisement.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
so that's one thing someone can do to guarantee not achieving a sugar relationship with you.
And ladies, if you decide, or gentlemen, sorry, there are some male sugar babies out there. Don't lower your standards. Have high standards. Really have high standards. Please be well educated. Please be well in conversation to be stimulating both emotionally, mentally, and physically. I mean, physically is the easy part. It's the other two that's the difficult part, that people don't understand how much work it goes into. There's a lot of work to be emotionally committed to somebody who is emotionally lacking, because even that they're not able to say what are they lacking or what are they feeling. I mean, sometimes it is the physical touch. So yes, I get it. I get the physical touch to understand that that's all you're looking for. It's not even so much the sex. Some of the gentlemen I've dated, yes, it was all about the sex. Others were like, they just want to go out to a dinner, have a conversation with a beautiful woman, be touched, in a very sensual way, not sexual, sensual, like holding their arm, caressing their hand, touching their cheeks, things of that. Not so much grabbing their junk and pulling on it. It's just feeling that sensual need, and also that need to be wanted. Need to, like, help, I'm a damsel in distress, please save me. There's a lot of them out there. That's what they're looking for. They are looking for that damsel in distress to save.
Well, let me ask you how, because you've obviously known about this and been involved in it more than me. How common is this?
Oh, this is very common. It is. It's just, the thing is, there's a lot of shame around it because it's women exchanging money for their time. And again, it's not so much sexual, but it is the other stuff. And what people, what I've discovered over the years, even sugar babies get super upset about being called a sex worker. It's like, no, I'm not a sex worker. I'm like, really? Aren't you just exchanging your time for money? Well, yeah, but it's like, I'm like, that's a sex worker. It doesn't have to be, you do have sex with them. It's like, but I enjoy it. It's like, yeah, so does sex workers. They enjoy having sex. So you enjoy this guy's company. You enjoy, sometimes they end up, some of the few sex sugar babies that I know, their sugar daddies do end up treating them like a dad would. Like, that's the one thing that they miss. It's like, oh, he was such a father figure to me. And I'm like, girl, he's still an older guy who had sex with you, but he still made me feel good and feel, it's like, okay, then acknowledge what you've exchanged and accept it. I mean, friendships have been formed from, being a sugar baby and still, talking to them on occasion, or even like, saying, hey, let me pick your brain for something like that. What do you think? And trying to get advice. That still happens once in a while, but not as often as people think. Again, it is building and establishing these relationships and building and establishing a connection with somebody, because I've seen like sugar baby and sugar daddy's relationships that I'm like, oh, you both are so mixed match. You're not even for the same reasons there. Like, the guy is butt ugly, old as and he has this young girl that thinks it's just going to be super easy to make this quick cash. In reality, there's a lot more that goes into vets. And then I see the guy like crawling and asking, hold my hand, be close to me, do this. And I'm like, didn't you discuss that before being seen in public? Just saying.
Isn't that called pulling an Anna Nicole Smith?
No, Anna Nicole Smith wasn't like that.
Well, she did go as far as marry him, so no. But there was like a
But she actually
50-year
cared.
age difference.
Yeah, but she actually cared for the guy. She
That's
actually
true.
enjoyed, him coming over to the club and talking to her and giving her attention and vice versa, being there for each other. It was that was an actual relationship, because I've seen enough documentaries on Anna Nicole Smith to really describe the connection she had with that older gentleman, that his kids just could not understand or did not want to comprehend that they could have that. And that's what some people want. They just want to feel wanted and needed and love and have a conversation and have that time together. And what makes a very successful sugar baby is able to do those comments and conversations and attention. And I hate to compare it. It is sometimes like a mother attending to their child, all their needs. They're crying, they're sad, they need someone to talk to. They're happy, they're joy, there's someone they need to talk to and share that. So it is a lot of sharing and being emotionally, mentally, and physically there for them. So you have to be, that's why I always keep preaching mind, body, and spirit, are connected. Once off, everything else is off. Same thing goes up with the sugar baby. You better be well grounded and know yourself very well in order to handle these relationships. And don't expect that there's going to be a happily ever after.
Well, do you ever have, or have you had sugar daddies that want to turn it into a more typical, sort of looking for more traditional relationship?
No, I made sure every sugar daddy I went out with was married. Never wanted someone who was single, unattached, looking for more. Because remember, I'm a commitment phobia girl. I never wanted
you
that.
set it up right in the beginning, didn't you?
Yep. I made sure. It's like, you're going to schedule me in with your convenience. And it was like funny because I was reading somewhere that, a billionaire will always make time for their sugar baby because they know how to schedule it, versus a guy on Tinder. Like they're a flake. They just don't make it as a priority. So why date someone on Tinder when you have definitely a sugar daddy who would make you a priority? Exactly. You have to figure out how to make a woman a priority. And sugar babies, once they acknowledge they've been made a priority, they will do everything in their power to make you feel, as a sugar daddy, a priority.
See, now you got me thinking. I have no interest in being a sugar daddy, but the world does fascinate me.
I won't let you be a sugar daddy.
That's true. That's true. I know where my money goes.
Exactly. You're my one and only sugar daddy. You're my one and only daddy, period.
Well, we do spend all of our time together, work and play, pretty much.
Mhm.
Pretty much.
And we still laugh. We still care about each other.
But I guess I'm trying to say, if a man or a woman, if someone has never had a sugar baby before, how do they court it? Like, how long does it go? What's the process? It's not like going down to OBT over here, and
That's a different sugar baby.
that's a different kind of. Well, that's different because I've been told you don't pay them to come, you pay them to leave at the end of the time.
Completely. There's, like I was saying, there's seeking.com, which is seekingarrangement.com. There's sugarbaby.com that's out there. Even Doubleless. I've seen a few ads looking for sugar babies. But funny thing is, if you go to any of the really upscale restaurants, you can find that dating scene going on very well at the bar. Especially like what is it? What's that? Is it Charlie's? No.
Oh, Charlie's Steakhouse is
Is
nice.
that the which one? Ruth Chris. Yeah, at the bar area at Ruth Chris. Here in Orlando, there's Restaurant Row, so quite a bit, and then also Lake Mary. That's another area.
So any upscale area.
Any upscale 5-star restaurant, 3-star Michelin restaurant. But I know, I think they're a little bit more cautious, those restaurants, because they don't want to lose their Michelin rating. So,
well, I don't know. You've told me stories about a few. So we'll say hotels represented by a small animal that
So-
has a small cute animal that has catered to some upscale guest. We'll put it that way.
Oh Lord, that's too many animals right there. But we'll be talking more about the what animals. Now you're going to bestiology. Is that what you're trying to do?
We're sticking with sugar babies.
With sugar babies.
I'm in a
Okay.
sweet mood.
Okay. All right. We'll be right back here on BFAM 109.6 to talk more about sugar babies. You're so bad. You're bad. Fine. I'm going to go on Amazon and order you the big Wally now. Like, so that way you
As opposed to a shirt that says "Taken Sugar Daddy."
You have one answer in your chat box.
You do? Oh, going over.
Comments. Okay. Oh my God.
Oh, shoot.
Oh shit. We missed the. John, see, this is what happens when John's here.
Oh, we need to talk about these.
Oh Lord, we missed that. Okay.
Oh yeah. He's been back and forth.
Okay. And we're back. Thanks for listening to us on Sex Positive Me here on BFAM 109.6. And now a word from our sponsor there.
If you may have heard, me and Angelique had gone through over a year and a half now, of a hormone treatment. And it wasn't just a sexual treatment, it was a full body treatment. We were given procedures like the pulse wave treatment and the P shot. Angelique got the O shot and the VIV treatment. In the last year and a half, we've lost weight, we're exercising more, and we really need to thank the Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness for all of that. If you're having hitting that midlife, if you think you're low testosterone, if you have any problems with ED, check these people out. Go to hormoneswellness.com. You can check out our YouTube channel where we're documenting the entire process that we're going through, and we'll be having more videos coming out in a week. So I documented all the procedures I went through and the weight loss and all the benefits, as well as perhaps not the best stuff.
Yeah.
And the downfalls, because again, nothing is all sunshine. There were sometimes a little problems, but overall, it's probably one of the best things. And now, even though my treatment has been over, I continued on out of my own pocket because it was life-changing.
It's definitely life-changing. Check them out. The Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness. Their website is hormonesandwellness.com. And we're back. And now we just realized we had people in the chat. So again, this is what happens when John comes and like scares me away and, doesn't trust me being all by myself.
I didn't push the right button.
All by.
You're lucky I don't have that Mickey poking finger because I'm about to unleash on you.
You can't. That is my Mickey poking finger, so you can't touch that.
She always pokes me with it.
Yes, exactly.
And the thing is, it doesn't end when the radio broadcast ends, because then that poking stick ends up in the bedroom. And she does it as I'm going to sleep. You sleep, honey? Poke, poke, poke.
I do not. I bite you to check if you're sleeping. So some people did write in the comments and want. Sorry.
We got some good answers though.
We did, but want. Not the answer we're looking for.
Okay.
And not even the right side of the country.
Wait, should we just mention the ones that it's not?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to say for Zoe, no, it is not Atlanta, although I do believe they're in the top 20. I also had guesses from Mr. B about Miami. Oh, wait, West Palm. Well, it definitely has to be South Florida. Boca Raton, no.
Not
So I'm going to actually throw out a hint here.
I already threw out the hint. It's not this side of the country.
It's not in Florida. Definitely not.
It's not
Florida.
the East Coast.
Although Florida does have quite a bit.
I know a couple of years ago, Orlando was the highest capital a couple of years ago. And that's when I went to the Stinking Arrangement Sugar Baby Conference. Yes, there was a conference for sugar babies, and I got to go.
Well, actually, the statistic was a little different. The one you read, because I did research that, was what is this city with the most sugar babies? In which case, yes, Orlando did win. This is slightly different. This is... which city, and I want to make sure I can go back directly to it. Which city has the most
highest sugar daddies per capita.
right. So in
Okay,
other
so
words,
we're looking
the
for sugar
ratio,
daddies.
the ratio of sugar daddies to sugar babies. So in other words, if you're a sugar baby, which city should you go to where it's easiest? And don't get me wrong, there's sugar daddies all over the place, but if you're in like Montana, you probably have a 1 in 10,000 chance of finding a sugar daddy.
Maybe a
However,
cow.
if you're in one of the bigger cities, we're even going to say Orlando or Tampa or Miami or Boca, you may have 1 or 2 sugar babies per 1,000 sugar daddies. Yeah,
Okay, it's like
we're
he's
doing
doing.
math.
He's
We shouldn't do math.
no. You should no. We already acknowledge I'm not a math whiz, the software engineer here. Wah wah wah.
Well.
So, at least you know one part of the hint. It is not the East Coast of the United States. So, there's a hint. Not the East Coast of the United States.
So, what else about sugar babies should people know about?
Definitely, you have to keep up your appearance. You do have to be well groomed, well maintained, because oftentimes sugar daddies are looking for that person to show off. I mean, they just want to have a very sensual person, not so much sexy, sensual. So we could go back to the good old days of Coco Chanel and just having those cute little black dresses. That's what made her very sexy and sensual. I mean, she didn't show a lot of skin or anything of that nature. So it is being confident in your appearance, confident in your conversation. Also willing to be, it's like, oh, I didn't know about that. I'm fascinated. Please tell me more. You may have known the information, but letting them know that you learned something new, that's a huge turn on, because they're like, wow, someone who actually listens to me and is excited. And always be excited, always be enthralled and thrilled to be with this person.
So I know you also said you went with married guys because of the commitment phobia.
Absolutely. Guarantee that they were not divorced and leave their woman.
Did many of the women know about it?
No. Let me tell you, there were so many clueless wives. I was just like, whoa. I was like, but do you not have your own agreement? Don't you have? And they're oftentimes a lot of these wives are consumed with their own social obligations. And when I say social obligations, it's more like society. You got to raise the kids, you got to do fundraisers, you got to keep the house organized, you got to, so they're more in that mentality. Very few times that actually acknowledged or even knew women that had an arrangement that he has his toy, I have my toy. It was a good handful that I knew. I actually met a few wives, and I just pretended just to be whatever, coworker, business associate, or a student. That was always good, because one sugar daddy did a lot of presentations over at local universities and what is it, those networking clubs that they do to try to help and inspire mentors, like, so things like that. So I knew how to play off the discretion part and how to be discreet, and how, yeah, I don't really exist in your husband's world, but I kind of do. So
But strangely enough, they kind of reap the benefits of you stroking their husband's ego, scratching that itch, because again, you weren't the replacement.
no, I was just someone to have fun and release and feel fulfilled. And again, it's like, I know, like, a couple of my sugar daddies, I rarely had sex with them. I just hanged out. I was that shoulder to cry on. We often cuddled and snuggled and, hardly ever got naked. I remember one, I don't think I did, but he enjoyed my company. I enjoyed his. I enjoyed the allowance. I enjoyed the gifts, and that's all they wanted. Just wanted to be validated as a human being, which is kind of sad if you think about it in that aspect. But it is, a business transaction, and you're just fulfilling, something that they're lacking in their lives. It's not being any, thing immoral, honestly.
Oh, everyone has needs, and a lot of people don't even acknowledge them and kind of go without for years, and even if it is just emotional.
Hmm.
And it's kind of sad. I think that's the reason there's something called a midlife crisis.
True.
Is that men turn around and all of a sudden realize I've done 10 years and I haven't done X.
Right.
And it's not sexual. It's just I haven't felt good going to a restaurant, hanging out, and flirting.
Right. Or being touched like in a sensual way, like just the hands or in arms or being hugged. I was like, wow, the depravity of lack of touch was so sad. It was like, wow, really? You know, in our household, that's like well, yeah, we made it into a commodity to a certain extent,
Yeah,
but
but
we
we
don't,
offer it freely.
right, but we don't withhold it either. Unless we're joking around and playing. It's like, that's it. I'm done. I'm not hugging you anymore. No more cuddle time. I know our child hated that. What do you mean? I deserve a cuddle time. So,
Oh, touch is something since we met that has never been lacking. Right
no.
now, I'm touching your foot as we're on camera because we always touch in one way or another. And it's part security, it's part closeness. And when I see you, I mean, I had to go to jury duty this morning. When I got home, what's the first thing you did?
I kissed you.
You hugged me and kissed me.
Yes.
And it doesn't take long, but every day I come home, you do that. And it's such a welcome. And I'll do the same for you.
Hmm.
If I'm on a computer, if I'm programming, if I'm in the middle of something, put it down, walk over, give your partner a kiss, hug them, let them know you're appreciated. It fills a void that if it's not, it grows.
Yeah, because even when we're on the couch working together, we randomly like stretch out our arm or our hand and just like feel and touch. I mean, it's not like so much I'm looking for attention. I just need to like, really get you. I found the cork. And it is that security, and a lot of sugar daddies, some, I will admit, are egotistic raving maniacs that only want to dominate and conquer, and this is what they do. There are a few. I'm not stereotyping all. There's a few. There's a mix of everything out there as a sugar daddy.
It made it sound like your sugar daddy was Dr. Evil.
Have you seen Lifetime? Have you seen Lifetime movies? Lifetime movies depict those.
That's it. We need
Oh,
we need to search Lifetime movies because Lifetime movies. We've decided we're going to go through and catalog. They always have these very weird titles like swinger romance, stalker something.
What was it? Psycho yoga instructor. I mean, it's not even something creative. The title, it's something psycho and then whatever.
Like sugar daddy turned Candyman.
I think it was Psycho Sugar Daddy. Seriously, there was a Psycho Sugar Daddy and there was Psycho Sugar Baby too. So they had both versions. So that the sugar daddy was obsessed and controlled and wanted just the sugar baby for herself. And then the sugar baby wanted the sugar daddy for herself. Oh yeah, it was, yeah.
Well, you know how Lifetime picks their movies.
How?
They have two wheels that they spin, and then they just need to roll a dice to see if the word psycho goes in the front, the middle, or the end. Come on, Psycho Sugar Daddy. Come on.
Oh, come on. Psycho Sugar. No, Psycho Swinger Neighbor. Psycho Yoga Instructor. Psycho Babysitter. And I kid you not, people, look this up on Lifetime. They're all there. Okay. I have not seen. Oh, there was a Psycho Grandma too. They had Psycho Grandma. I was just like, okay, I like to know who's rolling the funding on Lifetime. And I like to say, please stop. Just please.
Well, there'll be funding as long as people view it. So, and these are not, and the thing is, they're not like crappy low budget. They actually have a budget. So obviously putting the word psycho and anything
Lifetime
together, putting it on Lifetime, at least gets it a 6 or 7 digit budget.
I think we need to find someone to get us on a Lifetime movie, so that way Lifetime people could find us and book our services for coaching and help them so they won't end up to be psychos.
Psychos. We could do psycho swinger podcasters. No, that doesn't work.
No.
Okay, so now I know we're getting towards the end. There's one more question I want to ask about
it.
Is what advice, because you've done this for a long time.
Yes.
What advice do you have, or things, potential people, a young woman or man thinking about being a sugar baby? What advice would you give them?
Disconnect from your feelings and emotions when you're trying to go in this, because it is very difficult to really go into it and not confuse it as a real relationship. Like we've explained, relationship, new relationship energy, like you're always thinking about them, you want to always talk to them, you always want to like be with them. You can't. It's a business transaction. You call and text when available, and you call and text to schedule, okay, I will see you this. Also, ask what are they wanting in exchange, because I've had some sugar daddies that got upset with me because I wasn't talking to them on a daily basis. And I'm like, well, then you never told me that you wanted to talk on a daily basis and have me check in on you, because your profile said discretion. Well, discretion means you contact me at your discretion. So that way, no red flags get lifted on your end. So, find their definitions and their boundaries in regards to what are they expecting. Because if they're saying discretion, then you can't say that. Oh my God, we have a winner. Ding, 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 ding. They Googled it. And Zoe for the win.
Okay, so
but wait.
what is the answer?
No,
What-
wait. Do we really give it to Zoe because she put it in the chat and not in the Instagram?
But she's on Facebook.
Okay,
And I know she's going to go ahead
and go on to
and
our Instagram.
follow us on Instagram. But Zoe, go ahead and DM us directly, and after the show, we'll talk with you and get your address because she won.
She won.
got
So Zoe got it. Okay, so John's bending the rules for you, Zoe. So he likes you. Okay, the answer is San Francisco, but the rules were to follow us on Instagram and direct message us on Instagram. So Daddy took care of you, Zoe.
Well, I'm going to trust that we are going to get that extra follower because for those of you who don't know, Instagram went on a I don't know what you'd call it. We'll give it a lifetime title, a psycho banning brigade, and has actually flagged a lot of our posts going back 5 years. Like all of a sudden, I woke up one morning and said, "You didn't like what I posted," and then I looked at it and said, "From 2016, are you serious? Now you're banning it? It's been there for 5 years." They have all new restrictions, and Instagram has gone psycho. So we lost a lot of followers because of that.
We've lost like 200 followers. So we were excited. We were over 5,000. Now we're way below that. So yes. Congratulations. So, all right. We're going into our next commercial break. So what is it?
We'll be right back on
on
BFAM 109.6.
That's your fault.
Angelique, you are rolling so good.
I know I was.
I know. At this rate, I'm just going to sit back and just get on the other end as the tech guy.
No,
No,
they like you.
y'all compliment each other.
All right. Welcome back to Sex Positive Me on BFAM 109.6. And this segment is brought to you by our favorite condom distributor, One, which is a next generation condoms. To find the condom that perfectly fits you, they come in 10 lengths, 9 girths, and 60+ sizes. You go visit them on myonecondoms.com.
And one of the cool things that I found out, and I forgot to tell you, I was digging through all our last swag and found a whole bunch of more of the sizing kits.
Yes.
They're called fun kits. They let you size your condom just for you because let's be honest, condoms right now come in 2 sizes. That's like going shopping and saying, hey, you're shopping for pants. Do you want the size 28 or 42? I would never wear pants again. So check them out. We'd appreciate it. And is there anything else we want to talk about?
Well, it's like I got
sugar babies.
Yes, I got totally distracted because Zoe won and we had to acknowledge her. And I was finishing up my tips on what you need to know and prepare yourself in being a sugar baby. Doesn't matter male, female, or transgender. you always have to consider this as a business transaction. It is not a romantically relationship that you're going to live happily ever after. You may play the role of a romantic character to live happily ever after for the pride moment, but that's it. You have to protect yourself. You have to be emotionally balanced, mentally balanced. There is a fabulous writer and former sex worker, Lola Devine, that has books on how you could take care of yourself. Yes, her books are based for sex workers, but a lot of the tips and tricks we've noticed in her books can be applied to everyday life, to everyday persons, not just sex workers, especially handling the emotional connection. How do you disconnect? How do you emotionally self care yourself? So we highly suggest look into the author Lola Devine. We also had her on our podcast. I can't remember which episode because I know we popped her cherry. So
That was like season 1.
that was season 1, and she's written 2 more books after that. So which reminds me, I have to bring her back on the show to update us on her latest books. So
Definitely.
that is things of that nature. And just know that you are valid as a human being. You're a beautiful person. You're smart, you're strong, you're confident. Just be well rounded to have conversations. So, no one likes going into a date and not knowing what to talk about. Even if you hate sports, we all may not like the same things, but just follow and keep up to date what's going on. Same with stocks and world issues, especially politics, during especially during election years, that is the time to be up to date with your politics. So that way you can have a conversation and then really question. So why do you think this way? Why do you believe this? They like to be challenged like that. They enjoy it. They enjoy the stimulating conversation. So it's not just lay on your back and do some tricks in bed. It's more work than you think. But I also want you to make sure that you take care of yourself and validate yourself as a person and don't think of yourself of anything and the benefits, all the gifts, the money, the allowance. It's fantastic.
Well, it's funny because I remember when we met,
Hmm.
you heard I was a software developer and started throwing out the keywords and chatting about code and trying to talk about the things that would interest me and talking about video games as well. So it actually helped very much in your negotiation skills. And look at where you landed 11 years later.
Yes, I did. But here's the funny part because in that conversation, you're like software engineers, and then I ask you what languages do you know? And you were like looking at me, and then I ratted out like the COBOL, the Excel, and then your eyebrows
Oh, I'm
went up.
giving you more credit. You're
Uh-uh.
like C, C++, Python, maybe a little JavaScript. I'm like, okay. Now we're talking with someone who's not just, watching CNET and then trying to throw some words together.
Exactly. So things like that seals the deal. So again, it is a matter of being up to date and accurate. You don't need to know all the information, but just enough to carry a conversation.
Well, we want to go ahead and give a final shout out to our sponsors.
Yay!
That was One Condom, Kink Crate, SDC, and the Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness. Check them out. You can go to our website. There are links from there, and usually they're affiliate links. We really do appreciate that. But we want to talk about 2 things. One, on our next show, which is Monday, March 29th, we're going to be doing the same, talking about what are we talking
BDSM.
about? Yes.
BDSM. Yeah.
BDSM, and it's the end of the month, so we're going to be having a bigger giveaway. Now, I wanted to show for those of you looking, this is called the We5 Tango. This is the one we've been playing with. This is ours.
Yeah.
The one we're giving away is the So as you can see, it's a much bigger box, and it is a fun toy.
It is. It's double the size. So what you need for our radio listeners who cannot see the sizing, we'll post photos in the chat room on all our Facebook book group so you can actually see what's the difference. But, we hope you'll tune in and enter next week's grand giveaway drawing. I don't know what we're coming up with.
Oh, next week? Next week's definitely the Tango giveaway.
How are we giving
But
it
how
away?
are we giving it away? You have to. They have to tune in.
Tune in. We're still trying to figure it out.
We also want to mention that we have 2 classes coming up. Tantra on April 5th, and I know we have a BDSM one coming up.
No. BDSM is April 8th,
You knew that.
and Tantra is April 15th.
Okay, I took the notes wrong. You can see who does the scheduling.
Yes, he was talking about April 5th show. So thank you for listening, and we hope you get to enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.
Dingle hopper.
You're not allowed to get that on a t-shirt, though.
Yes, I am. There's actually a Dingle Hopper shirt.
I will not wear it.
I am wearing that. John is my Dingle Hopper. Let me alter it. Do you even know what a Dingle Hopper is?
I do.
So do I.
No.